I'll wait 2 minutes. Good morning, YouTube.
Red flag warning.
Oh, shirt off. I don't think they ever went through here. No problem. No problem. Wait these 2 minutes, then go. Whew, boy, I'm struggling this morning. I can't wait till the sun come up. So might as well just keep my mouth moving. Mouth almighty. Uh, Start the conversation in just a minute. Know about you guys, but I'm happy I'm going home. I'm only taking 3 days off because I calculate if I do four, it's gonna be hard to make, a decent amount of money. Good morning, G Quad. How you doing? Um, you know, it's good to see you in here because you can give me a thumbs up on this because this is what I'm really gonna be talking about. We have lost our we have lost our manners. We have lost our sense. People think the louder you yell, people are going to get out of your way. There's a lady that passed away because she confronted, and this one not black on white, it's white on white. She confronted a man, yelled in his face. I think she hit him. I remember seeing the video. Everything's a video now. And she hit him, and the guy pushed her. She fell back and her head hit the concrete, and brain hemorrhage and all this other stuff. See, we done lost the fact that, and guys talk about it. I'll get to the reason I'm saying all this. Guys talk about it that we know the threat level of other men. We know the threat level of every situation when we go out. African Americans, when we see another brother, we give him the head nod, and we go through certain situations. We know when to shut up, and we know when to confront. There's a video out there of a Caucasian lady. I gotta say it like that, trying to be respectful. And she was getting in an argument with dude's wife or girlfriend or something, and it was getting heavy, and she pushed the woman, yelling on God and all this other stuff, and in the Dollar Tree, and the husband, boyfriend, or whatever, he goes upside her head with a plastic flower pot, a plastic plant. I learned a long time ago to pick and choose my fights, pick and choose my everything, because I don't want to get my butt whooped, and that'd be embarrassing and very painful. You know what I mean? And we're just talking here. We're just talking. Um, Now back to what I wanted to talk about. It's a big TikTok, YouTube, It's all over the internet about these Buddhist monks that are walking. I believe it's like 2,500 miles. They're walking 2,500 miles for peace. Now, if you know anything, about it, because I remember a long time ago, one of my first jobs, I met a sister who was I think a Zen Buddhist. I don't know what the difference is, but one thing I do know about monks is they're very dedicated. They go into the situation at a very young age, and they stay dedicated. I'll be honest with you, I could not do what these people are doing. Some of them are walking, in the beginning, were walking in sandals till it started getting cold. Flat feet, walking. I don't know how many miles they're walking, but they're walking, and they're not walking slow. These guys are getting it. They're walking, and it's become a phenomenon and not the purpose that they intend to do. I guess they do this I think once a year. I believe they do it like once a year in different countries. So they chose the United States, probably because Trump's behind, probably because of all the foolishness, and we're bombing Africa for Pete's sake. Why are you in Africa business? But these guys, I mean, it's a dedication to get up every day. I know I walked 5 miles once and my feet were swollen the next day. And I was thinking about it. I was like, look, I was like, they're coming close to my house. I'm gonna get home just in time. But because of my type 2 diabetes, I will not be able to hold it. If I get in this crowd and I stay there early, I'm gonna be stuck there. And I was like, well, it's a once in a lifetime thing. I will get me a video of, and then I started, and everybody's like, it's a spiritual moment, and that's great. That's great because I'm always into spirituality, my feelings, and finding peace. And people, I don't know if it's true. So do not quote me on it. Someone from the Catholic Church called the cops on this group, which is so stupid because they have each town, they have a police patrol in the front and in the back, and they have a support vehicle, and they are walking for a freaking peace. And if you look at it, it was I think it was a few weeks back. This new pope was meeting with all other religions, trying to find a common ground. Because if you look at our religion, Methodist, Episcopalian, all this stuff, you get people getting together and they change religion because they don't like one thing in the religion. Half of these religions are phony, and it's not a relationship with the Almighty. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to talk of religion, but I'm saying these guys are peaceful Buddhist monks. And I had explained it to my wife because now she's thinking she's sinning because she wanted to go. I was like, I want to go see them. And they're not a God and they're against God. And I'm like, babe. They might not know your God, but they're all for peace. They're all for peace. And if you look at it, Some of the places where these guys are staying are churches. Some of these places that they stayed in South Georgia, you could tell one of them, the owner, he tell he voted for Trump just by looking at it. But this phenomenon of these men and one little dog walking thousands of miles and staying on point. Right now, the word out is that they're not taking any more donations because they're full. And there's a way that you do it. Supposedly, you're not supposed to touch them. They are not allowed to ask for anything. The other thing is they're vegetarians, but they've got everything. And the sad part is I don't know if this is true or not. So I'm not a professional reporter or whatever. I'm not quoting anything, but I think in the beginning of this there was an accident and a truck ran into the group. And then I don't know if that's an old video or a new one. There's one guy that lost a foot, for Pete's sake. So you're going to say it's not of God, and half your religion is not even of God. The King James, this guy was a freaking pervert. And he also had, he did the King James version, but if I'm finding out now, he had another book from the freaking devil or some crap. And then the other thing, see, when you want, and I'm trying to tell my son this. Yes, I believe in God. I believe in Yahweh. I believe in God and Jesus. I believe he came down, but there's more to this story. I don't believe in white Jesus because white Jesus, there was no white people in that area. Do you get what I'm saying? And scientifically, it's told that all the way back, and y'all can get mad all you want, the Hebrews, the lineage of I think it's the Levites and the lineage, the guys that were the daggone priests in the temple. They can trace that back all the way to Nigeria. They can trace that bloodline back to Nigeria. But the Nigerians that come to Israel are treated like crap. So you see what I'm saying? I kind of question some of this mess. But back to the story. These guys are walking for peace, but it's in their mantra. They're taught by Buddha. When y'all see that big old bald-headed pot-belly dude, that's who they follow. They follow the teachings of Buddha. Do you see what I'm saying? And the other thing is they have these big bowl thingies that they carry, and you put your donation in that. When they come in, they've had simple instructions. Quiet, please. Give these men time to talk. Give them time because they come in. They're meditating and they're doing what they need to do. But these idiots, I'm gonna say in parts of Georgia, I'm not gonna say all of Georgia. These idiots are fussing and fighting, trying to get the better position to get a video of these people, these guys that are walking. I wanted to do it to see if I could walk maybe 3 or 4 miles. That's probably almost I could do. Follow behind, way in the back, and walk with them to say, hey, I believe in peace too. Do you see what I'm saying? It's unfreaking believable. And and I've heard all this, oh, it's so wonderful spiritual. And then I see two videos. And I was so done. They were like, it was three videos. And I was like, one woman said, Atlanta, don't mess this up. In other words, say, don't bring your black ass out here and don't mess this up. Because we'll mess it up. Don't mess this up. We need to show up and show out. Each place they stop, thousands of people waiting to see it. But they can't shut their freaking mouth and be quiet and let these people do what they came to do, which is give you wisdom. If you ever look at some of the teachings of Buddha, some of the teachings of the Eastern, no, is that East? Yeah, it's east of us, or depending on what part of the country you are. Their philosophies. It's some deep stuff that you need to do. And one of them is have some freaking manners. If they say, please be quiet. Now you'd be mad if that bald-headed guy got up and said, will y'all shut the F up? You see what I'm saying? And it seems like they knew. And he's still walking with a smile. There's one guy, there's an old dude, he's hunched over. And he's still walking. That's embarrassing. To me, I'm like, man, I can barely do 3 miles. And these guys doing 2,500. I want to go because they're going to be close to, they're not going to be that far from my house. But I've been away from my home for so long. And I promised my wife we're going to go to the casino tomorrow and spend New Year's Eve losing money. I promised the wife. So that's when I could have went to see them was on New Year's Eve. But I want to get on the road early, get down to the end of the casino, and check into the hotel. We're just going to stay one night. It's been a long time since we've done anything just husband and wife. I've got to remember that, and I got to do a little bit with my wife. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what's going to happen. My thing is we need to pray for these men, even though they're not of your religion. It's still the right thing to do. It's still the right thing to do. And see, a lot of these so-called white Anglo-Saxon and a lot of black ones too, you get to the point where you're just a churchgoer and you don't know nothing about, you don't really know nothing about Jesus. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I know I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. Here's I forgot what the name of the church is. One of the biggest churches in the United States, and the pastor wears like a Hawaiian shirt all the time. White dude, and he puts it on you. It's really good. And this church, a fellow church member invited this young lady to come to the church. Unfortunately, she didn't have appropriate attire. And you know why? And this is a true story. I don't know. It was a true story. I was at the conference. I used to be very, very religious. I still love God and everything, but I got played a while back. Still trying to find my way back to the position where I was. And unfortunately, this young lady came in scanty, what's the word, scantily class clothes. And we're always preaching, come as you are. Well, some people made fun of her and laughed at her and mocked her, and she left in tears. What they didn't know was this woman was a, uh, uh, what's the word we want to say here? Not a prostitute, but she was in the porn industry. And she probably went back and never came back. A lot of times we do these things, think we're better than everybody else because we know a few Bible verses, because we know a few things, and we're good with deacon so and so or mother so and so. But you've lost the fact that have you really shown Christ? Because if you really showed Christ, you show you of Jesus Christ by your actions, not just because you memorize some Bible verses. You know what I'm saying? These men are showing us their religion and their dedication by their actions. Yeah, no, none at all, none at all, none at all. And remember, didn't Jesus sat with all the people because Jesus was a Israel. Jesus was Jewish, so by Jewish law at the time, you weren't supposed to be sitting with unclean people. Jesus sat with all of them. Jesus sat with everybody. And when people say, "Hey, I did it," yeah, I know, and you also did this. Uh-oh. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you come to judge somebody, clean up your clean up your house first before you even attempt to judge somebody. And you still ain't good enough. By the teachings of the Bible, you're still not good enough. So you should be thankful every day. I'm thankful every day because I should not be alive. I'm up here swerving this truck. I shouldn't be alive even swerving this truck. I'm thankful every day because I shouldn't be alive. But I got a second chance. I got a second chance. God is the God of second chances. But you're going to sit here and call the cops on some. And honestly, these guys ain't got no money. They live off of every donation. They're no better than nobody, but they have a dedication to their faith. If you want to save some souls and bring people to Christ, why don't you start in Texas and walk your behind it to all the way to daggone DC? Nobody gonna look at you. Nobody's gonna care. I'm surprised some idiot didn't call ICE. And that ain't even funny. And then look, I'm gonna talk about that for a quick moment. There's a guy. I don't know where he was, what base it was. I think it was Norfolk. I hope not, because I know what I would do. Of Spanish descent, and the cop pulled him over for the tent. He proved to the cop because there's a way he pulled him over but said the tent was too dark, and there's a piece that you put on the window to show that the tent is of legal whatever. But then an ICE agent came in and arrested him, whatever. I wish a month. Yeah, we talk religion, but okay, I gotta leave my religion back there for a minute. I wish a motherfucker would question, am I a U.S. citizen? And I am in a Navy uniform. Navy uniform, a working uniform is, now they got the, we used to call them poopy suits. That's because I was on the sub. It was a jumpsuit. But the other one, it looks like the blue shirt. You have your insignia, your pins, and everything on you. You got boondocker boots. They ain't regular boots. They called boondockers. You got bell-bottom pants and a white Navy cap. He says, "Look, I'm in the U.S. Navy. I'm on the way to the base, and they still held. I wish you fucking would. I would take off, and while they're chasing me, because he wasn't that far from the base, I'd call the front gate at the naval base and say, be prepared. I'm coming to the gate with a cop behind me and ICE that don't believe I'm a Navy petty officer. I'd rather spend time in the fucking brig than go with these idiots." And people don't realize when you're in the military, it's legalized slavery. You belong to the United States government. You ain't taking me and sending me to some fucking El Salvador, some El Salvadorian prison. No, fuck that. I'm going to the brig. At least I know I'm gonna be treated halfway decent. I would warn them. I'm in a black avalanche. I'm coming in hot. What lane you want me to come through? I wish you would. I wish I was walking in public and they look at me. I'm like, motherfucker, no. I'm going to jail for assault for beating the piss out you, because now instead of putting a hood on, you got a mask on, thinking that you could do fucking anything. This is this Trump regime bullshit. Nah, player. And what? And let me tie that in. That's why these monks they ain't walking for peace, because of all this drama and all this bullcrap that we got in the United States. They chose the right place to do this. They chose the right place, because we sure enough deserve some monks walking for us. Because we so stupid that we allowed this mess. We allow people to treat us any old way. No, player. I'm not the one. Towards the end of my enlistment, I was like, whatever, but I made it through, and I knew better. And the funny part is, my higher ups, their off-duty work time was most of the time was um, the senior. I think his name Senior Chief Renton. He was the chief petty officer. He worked security at the front gate. So I would have went, hey, this damn it. Look, y'all, I'm coming in hot. Which lane you want me to come into? And I will stop. I don't want to get shot. I'm just warning you. Because once you hit Navy property, they can't do nothing to you. I'm just saying. But see, we think, oh, we just wait him out. No, 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 no. I'm not waiting you out. I wish you would. I wish you would. And like you said earlier, choose your battles. Yeah, I'm gonna choose my battles. I'm gonna mind my business. I'm gonna try to walk away. Leave me alone. They chased one. She was an American citizen. Just because she's Spanish, don't mean that you can say shit to her. My wife is she African American? No, you think she is, but she's half Cuban. Her grandfather's Cuban. My wife speaks Spanish. Blew my mind. But she's American. Her whole family straight up country. I wish she would. I mean, I promise you. That's not a promise. Yeah, it is a promise and a threat. I wish she freaking would. Ain't no damn way. And I thought it was a law that Border Patrol can't operate more than 150 miles from the border. What's up with this crap? I'm just saying. But you think people if you're that type of person think that's the devil that someone's gonna get up and walk 25, 30 miles a day with no promise of food at the end of the day. That outshows a whole bunch of our religions. That puts to shame deacon so and so or that pastor that called because the lady was sitting in the parking lot eating something and called and it said call ICE. The black pastor, the black the black pastors that be locking doors and pimping people out. You gonna give me all your money so we can pay for this mega church. But nobody told y'all to build it. How about that? Stupid. Some of this stuff, you know that the saying, make it make sense. Make it make sense, bro. We ain't making it make sense. I'm just saying. Whew, that's 2 hours to 2 hours to the drop and an hour to the yard. Thank you, Jesus. I never miss it. Oh, then an hour home. God. You know, I get to open up some of my presents, but I don't feel like rapping that. You know what I'm gonna do? Because the wife ain't gonna be there. I'm gonna go buy a Dollar Tree and get those, present bags or whatever. I'm gonna put the present in a bag, put some paper on, paper in there, cover it up, and leave it out on the table. Here you go, dear. I'm gonna be paying for these things. I'm gonna be paying for these things on the credit card for the next 7 to 12 months. But she said I can open up. I'm gonna see them, 2 of them. So I might be doing a live or another video later on today of my what I asked for. I'm hoping she got me what I asked for, which is a scarifier. It's called a scarifier. It's like a electric rake. It rakes up the dead, built up past, and the built up stuff. I'm hoping she got me, and and a sweeper that I can put on the back of the lawnmower, and it'll gather up all the tree branches and the pine cones that I'm tired of bending over to get. I'm like, I can't wait. I'm hoping if I get one of those, I'm gonna be mad happy. I'm gonna be happy anyway because you know a lot of us don't realize there's a lot of married men that don't get jack. They might get a tie or a card for their birthday and nothing for Christmas, but we were expected to give everybody else everything. When I had this falling out with my son, he said he's gonna do all this, and I'm like, I hope you do. I'm gonna learn this, and I'm gonna get married, have kids, and you're not gonna be able. I hope you do. But I remember that I never got a Christmas present from you, as far as I can remember. What did you think about me when I almost died? When did you come see me? Did you say anything that I can remember? I don't think so. Do you see what I'm saying? I've spent the last 11 years being in debt, but I've been living my life and having so much freaking fun. The other thing about this is, hey, good morning. The other thing is, who's ever running that Facebook page, they're not, they're not really. I got an address from some other place. I'm gonna see if on our way out the door, if we can, go by the address and further down the road, see if we can see them pull over the side of the road and make them take a picture or get like a 30-second video and bow or whatever to these people that are dedicated such a phenomenal task. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I wanted to get a video, but I wanted to get a video because I think it's awesome what they're doing. I wanted to get a video and walk with them, not together, but behind them. But you can't with the way the Facebook is set up, the way the TikTok is set up. You don't really where they're going to be somewhat. Like today, they're going to be staying um, somewhere I think in Decatur or whatever, and Warnock is going to be speaking. Everybody's they got to be a part of this. And, and what I said earlier, they give you certain things we ask you to do. Please be mindful. They're not taking no more donations. They got enough stuff. They're said that please be quiet. Don't shove each other. If these guys are walking for peace, why are you on the sidelines shoving each other? Get out of my way. You're scaring your kids. You're scaring your little kids that are with you, and they wonder why is mommy screaming, Karen or Ken, black, white, or indifferent. Y'all are all acting the fool for someone that's giving some dedication and purpose to their lives by walking for a purpose and saying, look, we need to have some peace. We got countries at war. We got rebels killing everybody. We need some peace. I'm going to call the cops on you. The cops are already there. They're freaking walking with them. They're protecting them. Make it make sense. You see what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I think some of this stuff is ABC, but we forget that bringing people up the right way isn't that easy, especially nowadays. Especially nowadays. I wonder if that's the exit. There's a John Deere on the left. We just passed that exit. There's a John Deere down there. I love to walk down there, look at the tractors and stuff. I think it's just sad. I think it's sad, but I think it's phenomenal. I ain't doing it today. I ain't had a beer in about a daggone month. I'm getting me a 12 pack, and I'm going to pull out one of my lawnmowers. I got some parts that I had come in before I start drinking. I'm gonna go up and power wash the gutter in the front, make sure there's no leaves for the next inspection that's coming through. I'm gonna sit in my driveway and decompress this morning and thank God for another day, another moment, and another minute. But just because I believe in God doesn't mean that others don't have the right to believe what they believe. And there's a heavy Asian population up here where I live, and they're on the 31st. I think they're going to a Buddhist temple in Snellville. I think because there are Buddhist temples down in the area. I think they're going to be stopping at a temple in Snellville, and I'm gonna see if I can see how bad it is or whatever on the way out. See if we can go by and see if we see them or something. You know what I mean? I think it's wonderful that they're doing it. I think there's a big dedication to that. Like I said, if I did more than three or 4 miles, my feet would be swollen and I'd give up. It's a blessing. One heck of a blessing. All right, guys, I'm down to 114 miles to a Home Depot distribution center. You know, I'm trying. I don't think I'm gonna get there. I'm trying to get to the top end of 285 before rush hour starts, which is in the next few minutes. Boy. But it's all good. Um, the wife got, because I think I see cruises is fun anytime. The wife, she thought we're going on Margaritaville at sea in February for our anniversary. We're going to Margaritaville at sea, so I'm gonna do a whole bunch of videos on that. She thought we were doing like carnival where you just it's you put money down, and it's done. She didn't realize she signed up for flex pay. It didn't even dawn on me till she said it. I said, babe, we're paying an astronomical price for Margaritaville at sea, and we're gonna be paying that for the next year or so. And I was like, Jesus. But I think we're not going on board with any great expectations, but we're going on board to have fun and figure things out. It ain't gonna be a super. I'm not expecting a super, um, spread for us to eat. And I'm good with that too. Because my big behind, I don't need 4 breakfasts, 5 lunches, and 3 dinners and stuff later on in the evening, like I always do. I don't need that. So I'm good. I'm good. I'll just say thank you to that. You know what I mean? But I think the dedication that these guys are doing each morning, getting up, packing up, carrying all of that stuff, and just walking and walking and walking. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But it's funny how you can be used to a certain thing that nobody else can be used to. These guys do this every year. It's just in different countries. They do it every year. Let me move over. I'm in the fast lane and I'm not gaining on dudes, so slow it down. That's one thing about this AI camera. You gotta get that car in front, the truck or car. He's got to be at least a truck length and a half. See, I'm gaining on him. Ugh, it's annoying. I put the cruise control on. It's gonna pace me like I should be paced. So that's the best way to do it. Well, yeah. All right, guys. I don't think done blew my rant for the day. I think I'm gonna pull over. And I done got in the habit now. I don't pull the phone off of the thing. You know what? I'll pull over, stop, pull the brakes, move that mount back to the bottom, and go from there. But thank you for coming in. Coming up next at 7 o'clock, wellness is going to take the stage. Positive affirmations and fashion sense, and teaching you how to exercise. We all need that. Trust me. After that, cruising is fun anytime with a team is going to blow up the scene at 9 o'clock, and this tea with the tea at 9:15. Guys, thank you for listening in. Thank you for being a part of my life. Greatly appreciate you. Say a prayer for those Buddhist monks and say a prayer for each other that we would actually grow some common sense. And uh, I will see you guys later. And as always, if you don't think nobody loves you, know that I love you and God loves you. Y'all have a blessed day. Deuces. See y'all tomorrow.